Good evening and welcome to the Job Search Solution, the radio program where we talk about looking for a job, changing careers, hiring. And as always, we begin with a prayer. Dear God, grant us thy peace and thy mercy, thy will be done. And in just a few minutes, Rich Savinsky is going to be with us talking about consultants in the workplace. He always has some great topics on consulting. And I want to remind everybody to sign up for your free book. Email me, Tony@Babich, that's TONY @BABICH.com, and we'll send you a free book. Please don't forget to put your address in there. A couple people last week didn't, and we'll send you a free book. What I wanted to address in this session is fear. Yeah, fear. Eleanor Roosevelt said, do one thing every day that scares you. The role of fear in finding a job is really important. To become successful, whether we like it or not, at finding a job, we're going to have to face fear. It's the door to how we become a better version of ourselves. The autonomic, I'll get it right here, nervous system causes familiar psychological changes: raised breathing, raised heart rate, raised butterflies in the stomach, tense muscles, dilated pupils, and dry mouth. And it's natural. And it's natural when you're on a job search. In fact, the candidate that tells me he's not afraid of anything, not worried at all, I worry about, because or take it for granted. There is value in fear in the sense that it causes you to be up, and it causes you to, if you manage it the right way, be better at doing everything you're doing. There's got to be a balance in it. It's good because after a bout of fear, relaxation and epinephrine rush gives one a lot of confidence. The thinking brain tells us to relax, and there's a biochemical rush of neurotransmitters that make us feel amazing in the post-rush relief and sense of well-being that fear actually gives us. Being afraid when you're looking for a job is a state of, in my opinion, good, as long as you don't overdo it. But fear can definitely be a motivator. Being afraid when we're looking for a job puts us, in my opinion, in a cause of activity and pushes us to move forward. And it can raise your world to a higher standard than your desires. When you're unsure of yourself in steps of life, when you are afraid, it gives you a sense of heightened awareness, and it gives you a sense of challenge that you don't get any other way. Fear will want you to take on and complete a project and to force you to flourish in success in interviewing, finding interviews, and actually getting a job that you didn't have before. To thrive in life, you need to move faster than your fear. That's the secret. You got to recognize the fear, but realize you got to move faster than the fear. As you develop fear and face it over and over again, you develop a confidence that fear can give you, and you couldn't develop any other way. Into facing things that you didn't think you necessarily could, and fear gives you the drive to do that. So don't avoid fear. Do avoid victimization of fear. In looking for a job, you mentally have to work through what you are afraid of, and you have to face that fear. You have to create the opportunity to answer for yourself what needs to be done to transmute the negative state of fear and the new directions that you need to go in. Fear will motivate you if you listen to it in order to get interviews, in order to prepare well for interviews, to deal with interviews better than you would if you didn't have some fear. You've got to analyze your fears. Where did I go wrong in the interviews? What could I have done better? How could I have presented myself better? Always be just a little bit fearful. Always be just a little bit paranoid. It's good. It motivates us. As you associate fear with a positive experience, it allows you to see fears unmistakably a value of driving the evolution of what you're doing to get to a better place and have the joy of pushing everything you want to get better at what you're doing, especially to evolve with fear. What Eleanor Roosevelt said was right. Do one thing every day that scares you. Push your fear just a little bit further. It's not uncommon to be fearful in the job search. It's not uncommon to be fearful about how you perform in interviews and what you're looking for and what you're being able to do. Embrace the fear, deal with it, take it in stride. Remember, it's all a part of life. If you don't, you wind up being scared and you operate too much out of fear and not enough out of the motivation that fear gives you. All right, we're going to take a short break. Stay tuned. This is Tony Bashir with the Job Search Solution.